Good.
Hi, I'm Paul Hughes. I am a senior customer success manager at Recharge. I've been with the company nearly 4 years now, and before that was with BVA on the agency side. So definitely seen a lot on the subscription space as well as just general Shopify Plus, e-commerce DC space as well.
Perfect.
So I'm Dennis Bernstein, VP of Marketing at Fatty15, which you've probably not heard of prior to today. But we're the first essential fatty acid to be discovered in the last 90 years.
90 years.
90 years. So since omega-3, we're the first one. We are a science-backed, pure C15, vegan-friendly supplement that competes in the essential fatty acid space and very focused on keeping your cell membrane stronger, healthier, longer, and help with the overall aging process and slowing that down for you.
So this is the supplement space. So we understand that keeping a customer as long as possible is probably the most important thing. How are you guys doing this before you really had I don't even want to call it a portal, an experience for customers to engage with? What did your primitive retention plan look like?
Yeah, originally it was very much focused on education.
Okay.
This is something that you need to be taking every day. It's not something that you should be skipping, and really educating customers and our audience on why this is built into your daily routine. We built an entire ecosystem with email, social, our website, and portals, which partnering with Recharge on that. And really providing a kind of a holistic educational experience starting from day zero, the moment you order, and really educating you throughout your customer journey. We had a full ecosystem of email flows that go from day zero all the way through your first 2 refills, and really kind of getting you into the kind of that routine building, but also educating you on the many different benefits that Fatty15 has to offer.
So before portal, it was a lot of like check email, and any SMS was in that rotation?
So we had a little SMS. We got that started a little bit after the fact and kind of bringing that back to some of our earlier cohorts. But SMS, a little bit on the educational front, not as engaging, but emails definitely drove a lot of the overall engagement with those that are current subscribers, and kind of all the flows we see kind of half of those customers engaging with every single email that we put out there. So this is a community and an audience that wants to understand why they're taking something that you're putting some blind trust in, which is very difficult for any business.
What's the average age range of this? Because what gets me to feel our group is younger, right? So I feel like the buyer is 25 younger. They're okay with logging into a portal, changing and making the updates myself. So a lot of the times you kind of stick with your demographic through email because they're accustomed to this. They know how to. That's a language that they understood. Was that a feeling that you had? You're like, I kind of want to keep this on email because my demographic is at this a little bit. I'm assuming the older age, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit older. However, this can benefit any age.
Okay.
But our core demographic ranges from probably 35 to 54 is kind of that sweet spot. But this is a product that's great for their parents. It's also great for their kids. Most of us don't have enough C15 in our diets today. So email is definitely playing an important role in that, and continuing that education. But yeah, with this audience, and my wife who works on our customer experience team, receives phone calls speaking to how they want to communicate with us. And for us, it's about reaching them in the right channels that they want to contact us with and not getting them out of that ecosystem. But what we do see is that those that do engage, those that get into their kind of recharge portal actually are stronger retention than those that don't.
We'll get there. I'll pop that up.
It's important to have those other channels to help support and complement kind of how they manage their subscription.
Because I'd look at this, like we do 30% of all of our revenue from subscription, and then we do about 40% from email. And that if we didn't have that just baseline of revenue coming through, there's no way we're spending this much money on acquisition. It's like we need that benchmark. We're forecasting it against this. And so when what blew me away was, and I was like forcing these guys, I was like, the next slide I click, you're gonna see Dennis in the right corner doing a walkthrough that we turned into a GIF, because I was like, I have to see this to understand this, because everyone talks about a fucking portal, log into the portal. Everyone knows what a portal looks like. for these tech apps. And that's not the thing that I wanted to highlight. But when I saw this, knowing that I am a brand that's actively spending a lot of money on this, I need to make sure it makes sense. And I want to customize mine, to be completely honest. So we are a Vibe. I'm a Vibe, as you can see. So I want to make sure that it is a Vibe when you log in. So I'm going to click into this, and we're going to kind of live annotate this, okay?
Sounds
So
good.
do you want to switch? You can switch.
Yeah.
Come over here. Get ready. So we click into this. So what we're all actively currently looking at, this is, what are we looking at?
So this is the Recharge Affinity portal. So if any of you who have worked with Recharge before, you may have seen some of the out-of-the-box portals we've had in the past, which handled all of your typical subscription management needs. The difference here with the Affinity portal is, one, it's baked in the Shopify theme editor, which allows you to customize it very simply. But what we're looking at here on the hero banner is something amazing that Fatty15 did. And when I started working with Fatty15, I thought, this is incredible, because I actually take the product. I'm at the lower end of that age range, the 35 to 54, so I'm on the young side of that.
First off, Dennis, this is a hell of a headshot, sir.
I appreciate that.
Is that on every portal? Does every portal get that face?
No, that's just from me doing Loom, but we
know.
can add it in if we want.
That retention might even go higher with Dennis looking at you like that. Like, you're going to take that this month? Yes, you are. Go on.
But what they did differently that I haven't seen many of my clients do over the last several years is this educational aspect. So Fatty15 is a very science-based brand, a very educational-based brand. And one of the biggest challenges for brands like that is to understand, what are the benefits? How do you know if this product's working for you? And what this does is it's based on when you start your subscription, and the banner will show you what part of the journey with Fatty15 you're in. So first 2 weeks, what benefits should you be expecting? 3 or 6 to 12 months, 1 to 3 years, and then forever. So it's really instilling early on what you should be feeling. And that power of suggestion is like, yeah, I am sleeping better. My skin does look better. And this really allows you to buy in and understand and feel the benefits of the product. And so using that real estate is critical for retaining customers.
Before I throw to this, the difficulty around the supplements or anything that people are consuming, like they kind of don't know what they should be feeling, but they're like, something's happening. Like we're trying to describe, well, you're not supposed to feel sad, or you're not supposed to feel, like, you're talking about emotions, but you actually need to feel like, what is the body? And a lot of us, to be completely honest, don't really know what it feels to be good. Like,
Correct.
how do I feel?
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest challenges with any supplement. And for us, there are some near-term benefits that people experience by taking Fatty15 of better sleep, less snacking between meals, more energy. However, this is doing more at the cellular level, and how do you kind of see that when it's happening on the inside without getting some of that external validation? So this was something that we originally had an email that started on, all right, here is your full life cycle and journey with Fatty15. That was more kind of a one size fits all.
Like a flow hit on
Yeah, a flow of
week 3.
Correct. And we even do this on our onboarding flows where we seed in even the beginning, like how are you feeling today before taking Fatty15? We have some questions in there that get into how are you sleeping? Like, how are you feeling energy-wise? And then we do kind of a follow-up survey 2 weeks later, and then 6 weeks after that. And that's where we found some of these near-term benefits that wasn't the initial intent of this product. This is all about keeping the cells healthier longer for the long term. But it makes sense given what this is doing at the cellular level and what it's doing to your cell membrane. So this was actually a portal element that we built that as people are coming in, and most of the time they're coming into their portal to make a change, whether it's an address change or a credit card expired. Cancel. That this is giving them a reason why of, hey, if I stick with this another cycle, here are the things that I should be expecting to see, or get blood work done from my doctor that can actually prove that this is actually the benefits that I'm experiencing on the inside.
So we run back and forth into these conversations of like incentivizing subscription, because in your subscription, is it on landing page? And I didn't check this so we could have this conversation live. Is it at product page? Is it a discount to take subscription?
So we have a subscription model and a single purchase. So
Okay.
There is a discount by signing up. You save 20% on each order if you subscribe, but it's that constant subscription price from throughout. So $120 for 90 days. That's what you'll be getting. And then you're kind of in that same rhythm every 90 days at that same price point. But we do have a trial kit for those that are kind of less willing to kind of jump in the water in the beginning, that immediately, though, 18 days later converts into a 90-day refill. Again, kind of getting you into that every 30-day quarterly cycle.
So in the incentivization from them wanting to take the discount on first purchase just to sheerly take the discount, you see the most drop off on subscription one.
Correct.
Are you incentivizing them outside of just pure education? Is there another incentivization around, okay, they're taking the discount, they want subscription, they're probably going to cancel because they just want the discount to try it out. And then are you doing a product incentivization or any more educational incentivization from 2 to 3?
So a lot of it is all around education, so around those key transactional moments as they're kind of, we send out an email 5 days prior to their order going out via recharge that lets them know their next order in their subscription is coming. Do they need to make any changes? But around that moment, we have educational emails that hit on a lot of the long-term benefits that talk about heart health, liver health, elements that will help kind of give them a reason why I should continue taking this. We do also kind of introduce referral programs and things like that, where we do have a discount available that people are able to start introducing people at that key moment that, hey, I can save $10 off my next refill if I bring someone else into the Fatty15 community at that point.
Do you split test what you put on this?
So we have not yet, but this is iteration number 1, and has been working very successfully for us. I think we were taking a look at some of the numbers, and we've definitely had an uptick in not only engagement here, but retention has actually gotten better over time, which doesn't usually happen for a lot of subscription businesses. But at the key moments, as you said, the first refill and second refill, those are really our key kind of inflection points. But beyond that, retention remaining about 50% throughout the first year overall.
How would you recommend split testing this program?
So one of the coolest parts of using our Affinity portal actually unlocks recharge flows. And so this is a product that was launched, I believe, a year and a half ago. Early days, but rapidly evolving. And using recharge flows with Affinity is directly integrated is the easiest way to tap into that automation layer recharge. So think about cancellation prevention. You can A/B test just traffic splits. You can also do conditional flows based on customer LTV, offer them a higher discount than you would maybe a less valuable customer. And so you can really start to experiment to a very granular level on A/B testing if you just want to do pure traffic split, or if you want to get really targeted. It also unlocks targeted upsells. So you can actually, based on an order streak, let's say 3 orders in a row, you want to reward your most loyal subscribers and offer them a discounted upsell because you know they've already spent so much with you. You know from the data that we provide with these flows, you're not really guessing. You're getting very, very intelligent and very sophisticated. And the first step to really tapping into that power is to be on the Affinity portal. So quite a bit of testing and iteration possible there.
You mentioned your wife is in the experience. Are you just at the dinner table going like, what are people saying?
Yeah. Every night.
No way.
Yeah. Even our kids are involved. But no, it's...
Are they some of the agents?
Yeah, well, we did pack out in our garage for the first year. So, but no, it creates some exciting conversations. My wife says she's a therapist on top of kind of engaging with our customers every day. She's their best friend, shoulder to cry on. We get some great stories, but no, it creates some good dinner table conversations about, oh, here's this amazing customer experience. And a lot of it is rewarding. Like we hear customers that like haven't been able to get up out of bed in the morning and start to take Fatty15, and 3 months later, they're going on 3-mile walks. And like it's those stories that keep it exciting every day, but also kind of gives a reason why like Fatty15 needs to be in everybody's household of the importance of a nutrient that our body can't make on its own.
So including all of Lifecycle and even more of the retention side, does your community, where does that live, and what does that incentivization to be active in there look like?
Yeah, a lot of it is kind of in our Facebook, Instagram world. It's something.
How many of you guys have a community, and is it Facebook based? Yeah, I feel like that's still the only place that we should be building it. It's just so natural. Everyone's like, oh, do I do Slack? Do I do Discord? Like, I don't think it needs to be anything other than Facebook. It's just so natural to the engagement and the seamlessness of the group so far. At least the reach seems to be well. Do you like this as?
Yeah, and I think it's working. There's always ways to improve it
Sure.
and kind of keep the conversation going. And I think the challenge of any business is kind of figuring out like what's going to trigger someone to engage even more than just liking a post or sharing it with somebody else. I think even one of the things that we've started to build out with our referral program, and kind of bad plug, but with Super Affiliate, they've actually allowed us to kind of create custom content that allows that referral experience to go even further, where you can upload your own video, images, and even messaging in there that creates more of a unique landing page for each of our customers. So when they share their experience, they're seeing what Fatty15 has meant for you versus kind of a blanket, all right, yeah, here's the referral, go save $10.
Well, this has been the biggest balance because you're like, if I'm owning retention, if I'm owning Lifecycle, it's like, at what point do I tell them go to the portal to handle subscriptions? But also, I want your review. Don't forget about our loyalty. You should definitely be in my Facebook group. Come like that. That balance of communication has to be kind of. Do you have a methodology you like to go? You're nodding at me like you do.
Yeah, it's a challenge, and we do weave a lot of that in through kind of our onboarding flows and everything else, kind of raising awareness of it, but also giving them tools to utilize if they decide to. Even a lot of the conversations that we get through phone calls and emails and all of that. Oh, do you have a discount code and alike? But it's really kind of, all right, well, we have tools that you can leverage to utilize some of that. And we're not a discount brand, even from kind of what we have for kind of our entry point in. Like, it really is that 20% off if you subscribe. We're not kind of driving kind of low cost product in the beginning. There's a quality product, and we want people to stick with it because it's important to them. And kind of $120 is a lot, but less than a cup of coffee a day, it works. So
I love how every comparison to saving is coffee a day. And
well, when you're paying
I spent
$60
so much on coffee. Like, if you order like a real good custom coffee from Starbucks that's a venti, it's at least $7.
Yes.
Especially if you're getting cold foam, which I know this homie had like 3 things of cold foam today. That's a $20 cup.
Yeah,
It is what it is, though. You saw his cup.
$1.33 a day. You can be on Fatty15.
It's kind of a bargain.
Yeah.
This I'm sold.
And you can drink more coffee throughout your life.
But okay. But also, why just Fatty15? Why is it just? Are you never going to sell any other product?
So we are working on some additional products, getting into some other categories beyond humans. So this actually started by helping Navy dolphins live longer, which is how it got founded. Yes. So our
Navy dolphins.
Navy dolphins. So our co-founder Stephanie Van Watson worked with the Navy Marine Mammal Program and was trying to figure out why some dolphins were aging differently than others. And what they actually found out was it was the deficiency in C15 that was driving these health differences. And once they started supplementing, these dolphins became healthy again.
Who knew that we needed C15 until this conversation? Who now knows that we need C15 because of this conversation? This entire room.
And you can get it in whole fat milk, however, only
just saying.
1%, and you're getting all the bad fats at the same time.
Interesting.
So, which is why most people have eliminated that from their diets.
Why didn't we talk about saving dolphins first?
It is a good entry in. You didn't ask that first.
You're right. It's so true, especially in California.
Yes.
I felt like that's so appropriate. This is in building a program like this. I think there's like a couple of things that I want to like end with, because you can do this very wrong. You can start out and try to go at this approach, especially if you're that early stage, 1 mil, 5 mil. Where would you tell us to not, like, you don't spend time in this section, and then definitely spend time in this section? Lead me with the don't do this first.
Yeah, I think early on, I think I would definitely recommend not just force fitting kind of something that has worked for another brand into your ecosystem. All of the pieces that we've weaved in have kind of been thoughtfully created based on our customer and kind of what they're looking for, how they're looking to engage. Each brand's customer cohorts are going to be very different. Even for those that we started out 3+ years ago in January of 2021, like 30% of them are still with us, and we engage with them a little bit uniquely than how we're engaging with our new customers. So it is a constant evolution and making sure that kind of you're fueling things that are working and kind of stepping away and optimizing things that aren't. And retention being kind of one of those strong suits for us, that with kind of what Affinity Portal did, it increased kind of that lifetime value of our customers, but also gave us another educational tool that we didn't have in our toolbox before.
I love that. Appreciate that. Thank you very much for all the details. That's all we got for this one, guys. Thank you so much.